Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Welcome to Confidence Fix. Today I decided to record a short video for you with this amazing white background, which is basically a white wall behind me. Today I want to share with you a very interesting story, which is a perfect illustration of why it is so important to think positively about yourself. Perfect illustration. Before I go to the story, it's crazy how our brains can take a very simple situation and interpret it in a totally different way. It's insane how it works. Just recently I had to pass a very important exam at my work. It was important not only for me, it was the entire team which had to pass the test, to pass this exam. Everyone was preparing, we had a few days of training, it was very important, everyone was stressing out because of that, I was worrying as well, so everyone wanted to pass, you know. And on the final day, when we had all these exams, it was very individual. Each of us went into the room and it was like a team of examiners, which consisted of head of the company, the CEO of the company, and some other people, very important ones, and they were examining us. A few people didn't pass the exam, but I passed. I did really great. But as always during my exam, like, my examiners had a few small suggestions for improvement. Like, they just noted a few things where I could do better, which makes perfect sense. It's always good to improve. And they also highlighted a few things where I did exceptionally well. They gave me a thumbs up for that. It was amazing. But you know what happened when I went out and my colleague asked me, how was it? Like, tell us, how was it? How was your exam? You know what happened? What did I tell them? I told them specifically about each mistake I made during the exam. And I completely forgot to tell them about things I did great, for which I received thumbs up from the examiners. It was crazy. I realized it in the evening when I went home and I was like replaying the day in my head, and I realized that when my colleagues asked me, I didn't tell them about the things which I did great. I told them only about my mistakes, about things I did badly. Like, it was crazy, you know. For some reason, many people, me including, as it turns out, developed a habit of completely disregarding our successes and only focusing on our failures and mistakes. Which is sad, but that's how it is. And we need to proactively work on changing this. Because, like, when I told my colleagues about my mistakes and I forgot to tell them what I did well, that's all they know. They don't know about my success. They only know about my failures, which kind of creates a certain image of me in their eyes, right? Especially with the time. Like, in this particular situation, it's not a big problem because my colleagues know me very well. They know that I'm a competent person. But, like, when you need to build a reputation and you, even like without thinking about this, you constantly focus on your mistakes and tell people about your mistakes and forget to tell about your successes, that's all they know. They only know about your mistakes because you never told them about your successes, right? They never heard about this. So that's very important to really change our way of thinking and to start thinking positively about ourselves, to start praising ourselves. If needed, we can do it with the humor, like, I'm the smartest person in the company. That's fine to say that. So my point today is that we really need to learn to think positively about ourselves, because, like, what happened to me is that my brain took a positive situation and turned it into a negative situation, which stays in the memory. You know, it stayed in my memory, it stayed in the memory of other people, which heard me describing my exam, right? So that's very important to change this way of thinking, to learn to have a positive image of ourselves, to specifically note and maybe even write down when we do things well. Like, when we have some successes, it's important to note them, to pay attention to those successes and to probably write them down so we remember that we did great. really, so it stays in our memory and we have a positive image of ourselves, which is very important for confidence. Tell me what you think in the comments, share your stories if you have something like that. I'll be really happy to hear that I'm not alone in this situation. So yeah, basically that's it for me. See you soon.